Mickey Mouse is the lovable mascot we've all come to associate with Disney, but as many of us know, it wasn't always this way. In Disney's early years, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was the face of Disney. Walt Disney himself created Oswald in the many initial Oswald cartoons, but unfortunately this wouldn't last long as Universal Studios actually held the copyright to Oswald, meaning they owned him. Walt Disney would then end up losing control of Oswald due to his contract with Universal Studios not being renewed. Disney pleaded with Universal to renegotiate the contract, but Universal ultimately just decided to continue producing Oswald without him, making Disney officially lose Oswald in 1928. 1 year later in 1929, a short involving Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was made for Universal by director and animator Hugh Harman. Hugh had previously worked on many other Oswald shorts such as Rocks and Socks, South Pole Flight, and Nuts and Jolts. This particular short was a bit different though, as the whole premise of the short was Oswald finding a way to unalive himself after his girlfriend breaks up with him. The short opens with Oswald and Hortensia frolicking through a flower field. As they continue to waltz around, Hortensia's underwear drops, causing her to trip and fall, before Oswald helps her up as they both continue hopping. As they reach Hortensia's house, Oswald makes his proposal to marry her. We then see her thoughts on screen, showing the future couple followed by a long row of babies. She angrily refuses Oswald. Oswald, distraught with her refusal and with his heart broken to pieces, sees no other option than to take his own life, and goes to search for a way to end it all. We then see what looks to be an early version of Pete pulling on a rope to lift a large safe up a building. Oswald, seeing this opportunity, conveniently pulls out a pair of scissors and cuts the rope, and dives under the safe's landing area. However, Pete notices Oswald in time and kicks him out of the way, but then gets crushed in the process. Oswald then sees a cannon beside him, giving him another chance. He loads it up and pulls the cord, but only a small cannonball jumps out as the cannon deflates. He kicks the cannon back, but it loads into place and shoots a full-size cannonball at him, elongating his body rather than killing him. Oswald walks away only to notice a rope. He begins to tie a noose around his neck and ties the other end to the cannon before pushing the cannon down a hill. However, at the same time, we see that Hortensia's house has caught on fire with her still inside. As Oswald eventually hears her cry for help, the cannon has already begun to tug him along, as he slides down the hill while crashing into trees and rocks. He tries to pull the cannon toward him to stop it. As the cannon reaches a cliff, it falls down and crashes down, leading Oswald to go down as well. The cannon shoots him up and he conveniently lands next to Hortensia's house. His first thought is to head inside, but he leaves with a burning tail not shortly after. He then cools off at a nearby water tank. He tries again, this time using a ladder to climb up and save his lover, but it's too far to get her. So he moves the entire house itself, allowing himself to catch her, as the short comes to a close. The short was initially lost for quite some time, but was subsequently found in 2019 by Ray Langston on a film reel. It is currently located at the State Archives Preservation Facility in Madison, Wisconsin. Very recently, Oswald and Mickey entered the public domain, and the cartoon was uploaded by YouTube user Serif on January 1st of this year. LEGO Soccer Adventure, also known as Soccer Mania 2, was in development by Blitz Games around 2002 to 2003. It was meant to be a sequel to Soccer Mania, but to many of the developers it was simply a new game, and they were only vaguely aware of the existence of the previous LEGO football game. This is because Soccer Mania was developed by Silicon Dreams, who previously developed LEGO Island 2: The Brickster's Revenge. 2 demos were created by Blitz, with the second successfully appeasing the LEGO group, but the game was ultimately cancelled anyway. It was planned to be released for PC, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. Soccer Adventure was intended to be a 3D platformer with soccer elements. This build you see in the video is from February 6, 2003. There are also 2 more builds made available online, and it's unknown whether these 2 builds share any differences. The build only has 4 levels, 2 Wild West levels, and 2 minigames. Pressing select opens up a debug menu, but some options in the debug menu will cause the game to crash, likely due to memory limitations on the PS2. Splash Mountain Boys or Briar Patch Boys is an unspecified animated short film / series pitch that Disney developed at some point during the 2000s. The project stars Briar Rabbit and his animal friends, who first appeared in the 1946 film Song of the South and later Splash Mountain. The existence of the project was revealed on iCollector, an online auction site, in 2024. The pitch features Briar Rabbit, Briar Fox, Briar Bear, and a new character, Baby Possum, in a story fleshing out the origin of the iconic Splash Mountain ride. While the ride itself has a pre-established backstory as seen in the queue at the Tokyo Disneyland and former Walt Disney World location, it is unknown if this new story was intended to retcon or add on to this. Little to no information exists on the project, however it made it far along enough in production to have a complete series of storyboards created. Disney seemingly passed on the project to avoid any assumed ties to the controversial Song of the South, as they eventually shut down the ride and removed any trace of the songs and characters from the American parks. Animation Diary is an animated short film by SpongeBob SquarePants creator Steven Hillenburg. During his time studying animation at the California Institute of the Art, alongside his other animated shorts, The Green Beret and Wormholes, it remains his most obscure project due to the lack of notable documentation. The short is made out of 365 drawings by Hillenburg, with one drawing for one day during the span of 1991 to the first day of 1992. With the noises of crickets as the only semblance of sound alongside the compiled drawings, which consists of surrealistic characters morphing into various objects or scenarios. The short ends with the date of 1992. Before its resurfacing, very little was known about the short, with its first mention not including its title and only referencing the fact that Hillenburg produced 3 short films at the California Institute of the Art. The short's title would get revealed in a 2012 interview with Steven, where he briefly detailed the short and its concept, which would be its last known mention. Afterwards, no images or clips of the animation were ever publicly available until December 5th, 2024, when Vimeo user Steven Hillenburg's short films uploaded the entire animation alongside Steven's other short films. As of now, it is unknown exactly how they obtained Animation Diary. Star vs. the Forces of Evil is an animated series on Disney Channel and Disney XD, created by Darren Nafancy, former storyboard revisionist on Wander Over Yonder, and the first woman to create an animated series for Disney since Sue Rose's Pepper Ann. The show follows Star Butterfly, a magical princess from the dimension of Muni, who on her 14th birthday receives the magical family heirloom wand. However, due to her extreme enthusiasm and extreme inexperience, she almost destroys the entire kingdom with it, and her parents decide that a safer option would be to send her to Earth to live with the Diaz family. There she befriends their son Marco, and after receiving a pair of dimension-cutting scissors from a free-spirited friend of hers, the two must deal with everyday school life while protecting her wand from falling into the hands of evil forces. The unaired 2009 pilot episode of Star vs. the Forces of Evil was created for Nickelodeon, hoping to get a spot on their network. Although originally pitched to Nickelodeon, it would fall into the hands of Disney and they would go on to greenlight it. The pilot episode has remained unaired ever since. Until in 2024, originally a low-quality audio recording of a Russian dub supposedly recorded from someone's party resurfaced online. Later, a Discord user was searching for the live performance of the song "Avail" by the Burns when he found a Russian dub of the full pilot on YouTube, simply titled "Cartoon" in Russian. A year later, YouTube user Derps found a high-quality version of the original English version and leaked it onto YouTube.
Mac Tonight was a mascot which appeared in multiple commercials to promote the popular fast food chain McDonald's during the late 80s. These ads have since been praised due to their style and most notably their version of the song Mac the Knife, which replaces its somewhat dark lyrics of a criminal with a knife to lyrics based on McDonald's food items. The character stopped being regularly used after a lawsuit by Dodd Mitchell Darren, Bobby Darren's son, in 1989. Bobby Darren, if you don't know, was the creator of the original song being parodied. Although Mac did end up appearing in some commercials after the lawsuit, it is likely that the character will not be used anymore due to Mac being synonymous with Moon Man, a parody of the character which depicts him as a white supremacist. Despite all this, Mac Tonight remains popular to this day, with his theme song being one of his most well-known traits. His theme song is known to have an extended version which runs at 60 seconds. According to Mac Tonight's suit actor Doug Jones, he states that an extended version of his theme song was recorded but was only played on the radio. He also provided the lyrics for this version, which goes as follows. "When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, it's time to head for Golden Lights. It's a good time for the great taste, and a great taste means Mac Tonight. It's time for a Big Mac, how about a McDLT, or those chicken nuggets with those famous fries. You can drive through or just walk right in to McDonald's, it's Mac Tonight." It's a good time for the great taste, dinner at McDonald's, it's Mac Tonight. Come on, make it Mac Tonight. While the original 30-second version of the theme song can be easily found online, no recordings of the 60-second version were known to exist. There were many attempts to get into contact with Mac's voice actor, Brock Walsh, hoping to shed some light on the whereabouts of the extended version. Brock stated that he didn't have a personal copy on him, but he would ask around. Later on October 13th, 2024, YouTube user FNickJFK Show posted a low-quality recording of an event where Mac Tonight was present at an opening for a McDonald's restaurant in Boca Raton, Florida. At 6 minutes and 9 seconds in the video, Mac Tonight can be seen performing with an extended version of the song playing in the background, rendering it as found.